Hey, Barry Blankenship here. Hope your quarantine is going well. I know mine has been super lazy. Just like all the Karens out there, my hair is getting nuts. I shaved my quarantine beard into a crazy sheriff's mustache. And just today for Hoots, I'm gonna show you the printing process of just a one color on some black paper. Hope you enjoy it. So today I am printing 4 8x10's on black paper, all white. These are usually called positives, but since this is inverted and will be on black and white, it's actually a negative. So everything that is black on this transparent positive, or negative here, will be printed white. This is a clear film. Everything the light touches, which is clear, because everything that's white, will harden. Everything that is black will get washed out, and so we can print it later. It'll create a stencil on our fine mesh screen. So here's a bunch of weird 8x10's that I did. Here is one I'm kind of excited about. It's a little wash your hands incentive. It'll hopefully look like a galaxy when it's printed. So to print my transparencies, I do have this very large format digital printer that I do use to print them on. That's pretty much the only press and print part of this whole process, is you have to have something with photo black ink that'll help block out that light. I have what is known as a scoop coater. I have my photo blue emulsion. This goes on this, and we rub this against the screen. I'll show you. Okay, typically you want to do this in a dark area, or just don't do it where you have a lot of light for very long. This is photosensitive, so light sensitive. So you want to do this real quick. Take our scoop coater to our screen, tilt it, drag it up, and see it go right on that screen. I don't have a scoop coater large enough for this large screen, so you have to do it a couple times. Sometimes there's little streaks. You have to kind of buff those out, turn on the other side. Hear that nice sound. All right, that's done. Into the cave. Okay, just put the screen into what is known as a screen cave. This is a whole area that I built that will not let light inside of it, because these are photosensitive, so it has to dry before we allow light in. It is dark, of course, but you can see you just slide your screens into these little nooks. There's a little heater inside, just help it dry faster. Will be revealed. Okay, my screens are ready. Now I'm gonna burn my positive into the screen. So check this out. Okay, so let me be quick about this. I have my screen here with emulsion dried onto it. I have this old glass tabletop that I have that I put my transparency underneath. It is holding down my transparency. My transparency is reversed currently, but once I flip it over, it'll be the right side. So it's a little weird. I have my UV lights above it. I'm gonna turn that on for about 30 seconds, and then it should be done. Now you can see the UV lights are at work here. Eventually this will all be... So everything that is white here, this will all be hardened. Black should wash out. Before I go to the washout booth, I just spray it all with some water first before I expose it to more light. Okay, once you do some washing out, you hold it up to the light and see if there's any clogs in the screen somewhere. If there's some areas that didn't wash out properly. You can see some trees in the background. And you're really just looking for imperfections, since whatever didn't wash out is not going to show through. So be real careful. Okay, you can see me in the reflection. And these should be all washed out now. You can kind of see how I changed the color to a yellow. That's the screen color. And all the green is the emulsion that's dried. Remember how it was blue before? Magic of screen printing. Alright, got the box fan out. And put that in front of my screen and let that dry out. Now, we are printing 4 prints all on one piece of paper. We want to be able to trim them all so they're even. I'm going to put our transparency we just used to burn our screen, and I'm going to tape that to the paper I'm printing on, just one, and that's going to give us a good guide for how and where to cut and where to align from. I'll show you. Okay, I called an audible and I grabbed a different piece of paper. And now I'm going to do it on the white paper so I can actually see through the screen. It shows you how long it's been since I've printed on dark paper. It's been a while. It's always a learning curve with doing something you have not done in a while. So I'm going to realign this to get this as close as possible to here. And tape this up and show you the rest of this process. Okay, so I have my transparency on this new white paper. This is just so we can align this. Okay, so I'm using a little tap to pull, and you see these registration marks? I'm gonna try to align them as much as possible. Okay, as you see, everything looks pretty matched up to the registration marks. So I'm going to turn on my foot pedal here. That activates the vacuum down below. As you can see, all these little small holes. And there's a little hose in my janky setup connected to a vacuum down below, and that's going to suck all the air, all the paper down and keep it in place. Now I'm going to tape just the edges of my paper. Okay, so I've taped just these little guide pieces of paper. They're just thick pieces of paper, but it's about just the same size, the same thickness as the paper that we're using. Okay, so as you can see, that piece of paper there, right there. Vacuum is holding it down. Now we start printing. So our emulsion only reaches to the edges, so we have to tape those areas all around. I use heavy-duty Scotch tape. It doesn't stick to the screens as much, so that's great. I use Speedball. They're good ink, or whatever. It's usually acrylic base. Mix it pretty well. And how I will do it for this one. Typically I start here, but this time around I put my image a little closer towards me so I don't have to reach so far into here to pull. So on the screen here. Take my squeegee and I'm going to lift my screen just a little bit and I'm going to move the ink around. This is called pre-flooding. Kind of want to get it used to it. I'm not pushing hard, like icing a cake. And I'll take a different piece of paper. We have all sorts of misprinted paper around. And that's where you get your test prints, because this first print might have some clogs, or not all the ink might not go through. So I'm gonna try it on this one. So, quick test print. Everything is looks like it's going through all right. So I'm gonna try it on the black paper. Alright, everything's looking pretty good. And now I'm just looking for any imperfections, places where the ink's not going, places where the ink shouldn't be going, because I need to tape something up, but I am pretty loosey-goosey with this, and this looks pretty good. So I'm gonna go do this whole thing. Spray emulsion remover on it. Wait a few seconds. Wait for the emulsion to start dripping and dying like that. Alright, and just like that, we're done. I got about 50 of these guys in my rack today. Gonna trim them up, get them in the store, hopefully by tomorrow. So we got a few strange test prints. Hopefully this was enjoyable. See all the labor it goes into a screen printing. Be sure to follow me on the internet, Barrytheartguy on Facebook and Instagram, mainly Twitter if you want me to say some retweets. Hope you all wash your hands, wear masks outside, enjoy your quarantine.